This is Russ. Yeah, I'm back in the car again. The day after Easter. Yeah, today's a Monday. Time's at 9 o'clock in the morning. So obviously I'm too early to go to Costco, which is typically at 10 o'clock. But I got things to do, you know. Can't wait around forever. Gotta go to the post office like I typically do when there's mail to be mailed. Mail to be mailed. Letters to be mailed. You know, it's kind of funny. I was looking at, wow, this road's really hacked up. They're doing construction on this road. I was looking at a video, and, you know, how videos sometimes have bloopers at the end of their videos. Yeah, you don't see that on mine. My bloopers happen all the time during the middle of the video. Yeah, I don't edit anything out. You know, people do this because they want a nice, clean-looking video. I don't do that. I don't have time for that. We have time for that? We get to a certain age, we just said, forget it. I don't care. I'm just going to do it. Some of you have mentioned that you actually appreciate that. Others probably would rather have me edit it. Let me pull this thing. That's the radar detector. Yeah, I don't do that. It takes too long to do that. You know, who has time for that? People make mistakes. Everyone knows that. So anyway, yeah, it's the day after Easter, so it's been a very busy weekend. Yeah, I've been driving all over the place. Went to visit daughter Wright. Yeah, daughter Wright. Went to visit daughter Wright. And what else did we do? I played acoustic guitar during our Friday night Good Friday service. Yeah, that was good. And then, of course, we went to church. Well, let's start from Thursday. Okay, we'll let this guy go. He's going to let me go first. Thursday, we went to church for our Thursday night Bible study group. Friday, went to church for Good Friday service. Saturday, went to visit daughter Wright. Sunday, went to church for Easter service. And Sunday evening, or I should say late afternoon, went to my brother-in-law's house so we can get Easter dinner together for everybody. So yeah, I feel like I've been driving all weekend long, starting from Thursday. I'm tired out, man. I'm always tired out from driving a long distance, and every time I've tried that, I'll sit down on my lazy chair, kick my feet up. Next thing you know, I've fallen asleep. Yep. I'm getting to the point now, I think, based on age, that taking a nap is not a real oddity. It's more of a normal thing for me now at this point, where I fall asleep, you know, pretty easily on that. I still have problems sleeping at night. I have to be really tired out in order to go to bed. If I'm not really tired out before going to bed, I'll just lay there, so it doesn't do me any good. So I usually stay up pretty late until I'm tired, and most often I've fallen asleep on the on the lazy chair down there. Yeah, it's kind of like a lazy boy, but not really. It's part of the sofa set. Yeah, but you know, that chair, I guess you would call it a recliner chair, right? I was on that chair since my knee replacement, really, if you think about it. So back in 2019, I've been on that chair, and that's usually where I will be when I'm at home. I'm on that chair. This is the problem. You know, you can't be just sitting around all the time. You got to get out. That's why I try to head outside all the time. So anyway, yeah, I've fallen asleep more often than not when I'm on that chair. Whether because I've driven too much and I just need a little break, and the next thing you know, I'm out. Or, you know, before going to bed, I'll be down there trying to get a little more tired to go to bed, and the next thing you know, I'm out. Yeah, I've stayed down there overnight many times too, simply because, you know, when you're out, you're so tired, you don't even feel like getting up to go upstairs to go to bed. I'll just stay down there. And sometimes, you know, by the time I wake up, I go, well, if I go up there now, I'm just going to wake up Mrs. Wright. I'll just let her sleep. Because in a couple hours, she'll be up getting ready to go to work. So rather than wreck her sleeping patterns, I'll just stay downstairs. Yeah, so not good. I mean, sitting and having to sleep while sitting all the time, you know, your back's not straightened out and everything. He's gonna give me a arched back if I'm gonna do that all the time. I don't know. Story of my life. So we're going to the post office. I got to drop off a piece of mail. There you go. And then I'm just gonna go and sit where I normally sit at the park, and we'll talk for a little bit longer. And I got a lot of things to tell you guys, and then we'll just wait, and then I'll go to Costco at that point. I still can't go to my preferred Costco because they're still going to be doing construction on the food court. The guy told me it'll take about 3 weeks, and they're not 3 weeks yet. Has it been at least 2? Waiting for them to open up. And I need gas because I've been driving so much. I don't think I've ever had this car so far down in gas. It's down. I've only got a quarter tank left, so I'm down 3/4 of a tank. That's a rarity for me because I usually fill up. Even after a quarter tank, I'll fill it up because I'm always at Costco. It's easy to just pull in, get some gas. So it's way down there. However, even at 3/4 tank left, it shows I still have 99 more miles before I run out. Yeah, the computer in the car tells you how much more mileage you have left. So it shows that my average miles per gallon on this Hyundai Elantra was 35.4 miles per gallon. Now, the only reason this thing is so much higher than typically I get about maybe 28. It's because there was a lot of highway driving involved. So that boosts up your mileage average, right? So yeah, this vehicle actually does pretty good for gas mileage. This is the third Elantra that I've leased from Hyundai, but I bought this one after the end of the lease period. That was right around the pandemic time period, give or take, right? Something like that, just before that happened. But each of those 3 Elantras that I've had, the gas mileage had gotten better. One by one, have gotten better and better. So that's nice. So I think I mentioned to you guys before, I used to have 2 Lexus ES300 vehicles before this Hyundai Elantra. And although I miss some of the luxury features of the Lexus, other than that, I don't miss a whole lot of other stuff. I really enjoyed the better gas mileage and everything else, and all the advanced features that this car has too. So, and I saved a lot of money from doing it. Anyways, I'm here at the post office. We're going to talk a little bit more. Let me go in, drop this piece of mail off, and then we'll be back and talk a little bit more. Sit tight. Okay, I'm back. You know, instead of sitting in a parking lot by the, I don't know, what would you call that area? Playground area? Kids playground area? I don't know. Instead of sitting there, I think I'm just going to drive to the other Costco. And we'll sit in their parking lot. I've done that before. All right. So what other stuff do I have to tell you guys? Well, I'm basically caught up as far as my my obligations, I should say. You know, e-bikes and product reviews. Oh, if you didn't see the product review of this watch, okay, go to the Russ is Right channel and take a look at the product review for the Kospet, Kospet Tank M3 Ultra smartwatch. Yeah, it's a long name. Yeah, I gave it a very good review. I'll summarize a little bit for you here, and then we'll talk about some of these other things. But yeah, I think I can turn here. Yeah, let's turn here. Yeah, I gave it a very good review. I actually have 2 of these watches. They sent me 2 of them. And so I showed both of them at the same time, so you can see the 2 different watch straps on the watches. One of them has a silicone strap, which is the one I'm wearing right now, and then the other one had the stainless steel strap. It's painted black. It's a black strap. In the past, I would break out in a rash if I had any type of leather strap or rubber strap or anything on my wrist. You sweat and everything when you're running and doing things. I don't run. When you're doing things, okay. But yeah, and during the summertime, right, you sweat on that, and I'll break out in a rash underneath that strap. So I had always asked for these review watches to give me a stainless steel strap. Not that doesn't have its own issues too, because anything that's on your wrist, and if you're sweating underneath it and then just leave it like that, you're going to have a problem. But in general, the rubber and leather straps have always given me a problem. So I asked them for both straps, and so I have that. When you order their watches, you have an option to buy it with the rubber strap, and I think it's currently on sale for $149.99. And then you can get the rubber strap plus the stainless steel strap. Then the total is $159.99. So for $10 more, I would get the double strap version. I mean, unless you're really pushing it to get $149.99. For $10 more to get the second strap is worth it, in my opinion. If you're going to spend the money to do it, spend the extra $10 and get the second strap. Because there's times that you kind of feel like maybe you're going someplace a little bit nicer and you don't want to have like a sports watch type of look with the rubber strap. You want a little more elegant look. Yeah, I'd put on the stainless steel. So I put one on one watch and I put the other on the other watch. And feature-wise, it has a lot of features. It's really very similar to the original one that I did, which was a round face version. It's called the T3. This one's the M3. It's really the same watch if you think about it. The watch faces are different because the one is round and one is rectangular. So obviously they can't have the exact same watch faces, right? They have lots of different styles you can download. So they look a little different in terms of the watch face maybe. But overall, I'm going to put the always on function on here. If I can do it before this thing changes. There we go. All right. So anyway, they asked me if I would do a second watch review for them. I said, sure. Yeah, because I do like the other watch. And I said, yeah, okay. So they sent it to me, and they sent me two of them. And so I did the review, but I had to wait so long. I waited a month and a half before doing it. But I've been wearing it for that entire time, as you know, because you've seen it here on this channel. I didn't want to talk too much about it other than the fact that I had one, right? And so, I gave them a good review again because it's a good watch. Now, I had a chance to talk to my brother-in-laws, and they both have smartwatches. Actually, three of them have smartwatches. One has an Apple Watch, an earlier version of the Apple Watch. And then two others had two less expensive smartwatches than this particular watch. And so certain features on my watch, they don't have. Yeah, even the Apple Watch didn't. I think from what he said, he didn't have the ability to make phone calls and receive phone calls with it. So he must have had an earlier version of the Apple Watch. So, but anyway, we were comparing some of the things, and I says, yeah, this one has this feature and this feature and this feature, and so they vary from company to company, but this one actually did pretty good. Now, here's an interesting thing. As I was driving to our family Easter service, we were on the highway. It was rainy. Today is a kind of a rainy day too. I think this whole week has rain involved. So we were on the highway, and of course, some car had kicked up a pebble Yeah, you might know where this is headed, right? Yeah. Well, it wasn't the first time when we were going to visit Daughter Right. We call her Daughter Right because it's the Russ's Right channel, right? This is the More from Russ channel. But we call her Daughter Right. We went to visit her, and a pebble got pushed, kicked up from somebody's tire in the highway, hit the windshield. Yeah, didn't think much anything about it. Didn't seem to have any damage. A couple days later, no, 1 day later, just 1 day later on Easter, yeah, another car kicked up a pebble, hit this windshield. Yeah, cracked my windshield. Yeah, now I'm looking at the windshield right now. It's starting to spider out at this point. So I think where the first pebble had hit, I can see a little chip mark on there. So I kind of noted where that is, and the crack mark from the second hit is above it by about an inch above it, and is cracked from the edge of the window all the way across, and it kind of gone up to that area. But now I'm looking at it, it's like another inch further than that area, which tells me the crack is spidering. Yeah, this windshield is going to have to be replaced. I think I'll have to contact the insurance company to see if they will cover any of that or not, or whether I'm going to have to pay for it totally myself. I would tend to think it should be covered, but let me know in the comments below. Have you ever had a cracked windshield, and has your insurance company covered it? There's probably a deductible, right? I don't know how much windshields cost. Let me know too if you've had a windshield replaced on your vehicle. This is just a Hyundai Elantra, so it's a sedan, so it's not not larger than a typical sedan front windshield. How much did that cost you? Let me know, okay? Because I'm going to have to let them know, that this happened, and see if I can claim it. All right. Let's see. Should I turn here? Yeah, I think I need to turn here. Let me turn here. So yeah, that's not fun. We've had chips in windshields before, but I've never had one spider. And this one is starting to spider out. And, just from last night, looking at it, I'm going, yeah, this looks longer now. It was just sitting in the garage. So I think little by little, it just kind of keeps moving. Yeah, how long is it right now? If I had to guess, I'm looking at it right now. 9 inches from edge to the edge of the spidering out. It's about 9 inches right now. Last night, I would have said 8 inches. So I think it's gone another inch. I don't know why it continues to keep spidering out, but, I'm not touching the windshield or anything. I'm not moving it around to make it crack more. So, I don't know. Let me know. Yep, I tell you, sometimes things happen. I don't like the fact that it happened, but I'm not that concerned about it because I know it can be replaced. Yeah. I mean, I've seen commercials on television where they just put like a suction cup on the windshield and they just rip it right out, right? All right, let's see. Is this guy going to stop? Yes. All right, we have a red light, turning red light, so we can go. But, before you go, you got to make sure that the guys on the other side end up stopping. Otherwise, if you go and they keep going, then you got a problem there. So that's that. Okay. What else? All right, we talked about the watch. We talked about the spidering out of the windshield. That'll eventually have to be taken care of. I don't know when we're actually going to end up doing that. We have a thing coming up that we have to do. So maybe I may end up having to bring it in about 3 weeks or so. I can't do it right away. I've got stuff going on, and I'll need vehicles. So I can't just drop it off like that. We'll go and get Costco gas first. Yeah. Then we'll sit down and talk some more. But anyways, the Costco gas costs more at this other Costco because it's in Cook County versus the other one is in Lake County. Lake County has lower prices on gas, and their taxes are lower, of course, in general, for sales taxes and things. So, okay. Do I have anything else I need to tell you guys? No, I think that's basically it. Yeah, I've caught up with pretty much everything. But because it's rainy weather and it's still chilly, I can't head out and do things. Yeah. When is it going to let up? When is it going to let up? Oh, I was offered another product for review, which is e-bike related. Not an e-bike, but an e-bike related item. And I responded back to them, and we'll see if it actually moves forward or not. You know, the interesting thing is when people send you inquiries about, you know, potential collaborations, they call it. Usually companies will send you the request through their company email, right? It's usually not through a Gmail account. This one came in with a Gmail account, and there was no company website link or anything like that along with it, other than an inquiry from the person. So I responded back and says, you know, I need to make sure that before I give out any information of where you need to ship your product to, because I'll have to give an address, right? I need to make sure I'm talking to the actual person from that company. Think about this, okay? I mean, anyone can get a Gmail account. You know, I can get a Gmail account and send emails off and say, hey, I'm from Magicycle, or I'm from Hemingway, or I'm from Ufree. How are they to know? If you have a email address that says ufree.com or magicycle.com or something like that on your email address, then I kind of know, okay, they're probably from that company, right? But no, the guy had a standard Gmail account, and so I said to him, I said, you know, I'm interested in your product, but I need to make sure you are from who you say you are before I give you my address for you to ship products to, because I don't want everyone in the world to have my address. So anyway, I sent the email back to them. It says I need to make sure you are who you say you are. So they sent me a product specification thing that they put together for their products. So I know he is from the company, otherwise he wouldn't have access to that, right? But if you don't send that to me initially, and you don't send me a website, and you don't send me an email using your company's website name somehow on there, right? How do I know you're actually who you say you are? You see what I'm saying? So out of the abundance of caution, see, I love that phrase too. I said, I need to find out if you are who you say you are before I give you other information. And I think they said that they understood, but he still sent it back to me with his email address, because he probably doesn't have one. He probably doesn't have a company email address. I don't know. But he does have all the other information. So he says he'll send more information to me after that. So it's a little more difficult when this happens, okay? I don't think I've ever actually had this happen before, where I had to actually kind of hunt down the company to make sure the company is who they say they are before accepting a product for review. But I'll say from the looks of things, okay, like you said, like I've said in the past, I don't accept products unless I think it has some type of merit, or something that's a little different from something else, or maybe something's less expensive or than another product for whatever reason, you know, something that stands it out. This product has that, okay? So I kind of said, it's priced right, it has some features that others don't have, it has some capabilities some others don't have. It's worth it's worth doing a review on it. So we'll see if it goes forward. But I've never had to hunt it down like that before. But you got to be careful, right? You can't just throw your addresses all over the place. Now, is it something that could be sent to the P.O. box? And the answer is no, it's too large. You know, anything that's e-bike related stuff, it's always too large. So it's going to have to be shipped directly to your home. Otherwise, those other guys can't handle something like this, you know. So anyway, that's about it. That's all that's going on. But I'm glad to be caught up with pretty much everything at this point. I just want to be able to get out and start riding and doing things, but I can't. So still, weather-wise, it's holding us back. That's the way it is out here in Chicago. I think they said that the Midwest is going to be kind of rainy this week. So let me know how it is out in your area. Are you guys able to get out yet? I'll tell you, I've only been able to ride a couple of times this year so far, and that's been it. It just hasn't had good weather. I mean, I was lucky enough to even finish off some of the reviews in between the weathers. Gets good, then it goes back again, bad again. All right, I'm here at the Costco area. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. More things are coming up. I think the next video I plan to do is going to be a collaboration with Daughter Wright. Yeah, collaboration. Oh, you might be saying, hey, do we get to see Daughter Wright? No, you're not going to get to see her. She may be on the video by voice, but she may not be on the video in person for you to see. Yeah, that's how they are. Mrs. Wright's the same way. It's okay. It's no big deal. They didn't sign up for this. I did. I signed up to be a YouTuber. So it's actually something I do, not something that they do, right? So keep an eye out for that. You might see or you might hear her on a future upcoming episode this week. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys next time. Hit the like and subscribe button.